Have we been using the right strategies to draw business and grow our local economies? A recent Ball State University study says perhaps we have it wrong. Let's challenge this notion with two great guests and find out if it's all about the place. Stay with us for Lakeshore Focus.
Programming is supported by NIPSCO. Today's young minds are constantly reimagining what our world will be like tomorrow. That's why NIPSCO is upgrading its infrastructure now, so we're ready for whatever comes next. More information at nipsco.com/future.
Welcome again to Lakeshore Focus, a weekly show highlighting the key issues, important events, and interesting people in our region. I'm Keith Kirkpatrick. For years, communities have recruited businesses to relocate or expand into their various regions of the country. They were enticed with cost sharing, low tax rates, financial incentives, and more. Now we are discovering that what they mostly look at is the quality of life a community has to offer. You mean it's all about the place? Really? Perhaps we have been using the wrong strategies to grow our economies. Well, to help us sort through this complex issue, we have two high-level experts, seasoned veterans, and top professionals in the field. Karen Lauerman, who is the president and CEO, with her partner in arms, Don Koliboski, who's the Vice President for Economic Development, both with the Lake County Economic Alliance. Did you guys like the partners in arms kind of comment?
We sure did.
It's better than partners in crime, right?
Absolutely.
Obviously, we don't want to be using that one.
No.
You guys are a great partnership. I
Thank
really
you.
do think so.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We've been together over, 12 years now. 2 years, over 2 years at the Lake County Economic Alliance, or LCEA, and we've been really enjoying the opportunity to serve the people of Lake County.
Karen's starting to sound like an old married couple or something, don't you think?
Well, I've been calling her by my wife's name for the last 2 days. And when we're at work and talking, it just slips out, Rose. And I realize it's my boss.
Well, that's could really get you in trouble.
Well, we have a lot of fun, and we're very extremely focused on what our activities are and what our total mission is. And so we are very close. We communicate very effectively through our the work relationship that we've had that stems over a decade. We're always talking business, and our spouses really are used to that. And so we're used to being very busy, but communication's a big part of what we do.
Well, there's no doubt that you two are really very strong leaders in the economic development community here.
Thank you.
And that's why I wanted to have you on here, because some interesting things have come up recently about, are we really following the right strategies? Because for years, we've been just kind of trying to bring new businesses here for the most part, right? So we're discovering some new things. What is this study saying to you, or what revelation did you have when you kind of saw some of this?
Actually, for Don and I, and for most of Lake County, we're very unique in our approach. Don and I have not only a traction strategy, which is not solely based on, as the study points out, trade shows and advertising and marketing. This is actually about relationship building and communicating what we have available. We're not just marketing a community, we're marketing a specific property in a community to a particular group, target market, for a particular purpose. So if we're looking at advanced manufacturing or a lean manufacturing operation, we're not going to be sending them a retail or commercial building for that particular operation. While at the same time, a manufacturing in a heavy industrial zone might not be suitable or might not fit a warehouse distribution facility that could fit within a distribution or business park.
But one of the things that I noticed in this study is they were saying that we've been doing this recruiting thing of trying to get businesses to relocate for so many years, and that there's not that many businesses relocating any longer at the same level they used to be. I mean, so is that really true? I mean, I guess the study says it is, so.
I highly respect Dr. Hicks from Ball State, and he's one of my favorite economists, but he's an economist and not an economic development practitioner. And there is a difference between macroeconomics and the process of bringing companies and capital investment to your communities, your county, or your region. What he points out in the study is quality of place and how important that is within the overall strategy of fulfilling the mission of creating private investment, increasing assessed value, and creating job creation, and Karen can elaborate on.
And quality of place is being handled by a lot of organizations. Our organization is solely focused on the economic development process and facilitating the process of bringing the company project to fruition within the community. We have the Regional Development Authority, the Northwest Indiana Forum, One Region, a variety of other organizations, South Shore Leadership Center, that focus on quality of place. Plus you have folks like the South Shore Convention and Visitors Authority working on the tourism and hospitality and the impact that that brings from restaurant tours, special destinations, special events, things of that nature. And then the Chamber of Commerce is working on their small business development in downtown districts. That's all quality of place.
But what do
double
we mean by
tracking.
quality of place? I mean, when somebody says, oh, this place is high quality, I mean, what is somebody saying about it?
Well,
What are people looking for?
We're hearing this all the time, and we've actually lost projects over the years where they did companies executives and spouses of and families of company executives who were the decision makers have made the decision not to come here because of some of the what we haven't had a quality of place. But we actually do have strengths.
We do have strengths in the quality of place. We know that we have a commuter rail line that's focused on expansion and double tracking to expedite service into the city of Chicago. We obviously have the beautiful shores of Lake Michigan and all of those types of things. But what we're seeing within the economic development realm is that once you have decided on a location, what are the ancillary aspects? We recently were at the Area Development Conference, and Don and I just attended that last week, and a lot of the key issues are not quality of place, but it's those subcategories.
Like
sometimes
what?
it's schools, sometimes it's shopping for executives and their wives and spouses and families. Sometimes it's activity level. Is it museums? Is it sports? Is it all of those things? The fortunate part about Lake County, and indeed all of Northwest Indiana, is our access to Chicago. We not only have sports teams and excitement here in our region, but we can tap that in Chicago within minutes. We don't measure in miles. We measure in minutes to the city. Plus, we also can reach 3 other states. We can reach Michigan, we can reach Wisconsin and Ohio, all within a short drive. We can go internationally up to Canada. All of that is within 1 day's drive. And we have our state hub in Indianapolis. So there's a lot of access points here.
So you're good at explaining this, and you're good at selling this, but do you really think that our region, the people who live here, do a good job of that? I guess I don't know that we do.
I would
I
say
think we're kind of sometimes our worst enemy.
I would say we don't operate in a silo with the organizations that Karen had mentioned. We operate collectively, and everybody seems to do their part. The RDA does a great job with the Market Greenway strategy. Spiros Batistatos and his staff do a great job at promoting local events and things of that nature. I do think we are our own enemy here as residents and lifelong residents here, where we don't see the value. What Karen and I actually deal with a lot of people that come into our region and our county, and they see it differently than what the people that are here.
That's
going to
be interesting. That's going to be an interesting confusion. If you come here, and I hear this too from a lot of people that go, God, this is really a cool place. Man, you got this lake and you got all this stuff. But all I hear is people talk about is gripe about it. So something must be wrong that I'm seeing good stuff, but the people here don't talk about it. I mean,
I think sometimes we become jaded with where we are in our place, in our home, in our community. We know that there are challenges. Every community has a challenge. Every household has a challenge. Every individual has challenges with whatever they're facing. But as far as what we're talking about, we are out. We go out and sell the region, we sell our county, we sell our communities. And what we're looking at is the positive aspects. And if people heard our sales pitch, they would want to stay here. And that's really what Don and I focus on, is to tell people the good part of being in Northwest Indiana. And sure, everybody's got a challenge, but it's those strengths and the positive community spirit. You've got great leadership in Lake County and Northwest Indiana. You've got partners that are willing to work together, which is a great stride. Our organization is a fine example of that, because we're working collectively and collaboratively on economic development in a county where there was not an economic development program that was county-wide.
But you know what was interesting, and you guys were at the same event where the mayor of Oklahoma City came, and I just thought his story really made some sense when they were recruiting, who was it they were talking about? I'm trying to remember, a big company years ago, and the sales pitch was made by the leadership and how they worked together and all the incentives and all the great reasons they should come. And then when they came to visit, they heard all this people in the town kind of talking about how it wasn't that great a place, and read stuff in the newspaper, and they kind of got a icky feeling, is that a good technical term? Kind of an icky feeling about being there. Like, well, this is really great that all you leaders think it's so wonderful, but your own people here kind of don't make it feel like it's a great place.
I think that
was a huge lesson.
It was, and I think that a lot of that is resonating with a lot of the residents of Lake County, in particular, the people of Whiting, the people of Hammond, East Chicago pulling together on their issues. I think we're seeing a developmental change in that, and I think that's one of the reasons that Don and I are very confident in selling our communities like Crown Point and Maryville and Hobart, and indeed unincorporated Lake County or Lowell. These are the communities are coming into their own and finding their own unique aspects to be able to stand by and say, this is something perfect that we can all support. New park, new marina, new roadway, new infrastructure. Those are the types of things that people, when something is done in a collective manner, and I'm speaking now from the economic development standpoint, when people see a collective, unified focus on bringing a business to or recruiting new industry or even retaining the current industry, how can we support and celebrate that? And that's what will carry over till the next celebration of whatever we're doing.
I like support and celebrate. I think that's a good term. And even though I'm kind of challenging you guys, I mean, I think it's gotten better too. And I mean, even in places like Michigan City and our rural communities,
Absolutely.
I think we're seeing more pride, we're seeing more cooperation. But I'm hoping that the viewers of this are like, you know, what's maybe my part in this? Because it's still interesting to me. And again, it's a couple other studies or statistics that come over. You know, we keep saying, oh, come to Indiana, this is such a wonderful place, you know, you ought to move out of Chicago. Yet Chicago continues to draw lots of businesses to come there. And you always hear them say, we came there because the quality of life of the suburbs, you know, particularly, and so even the amenities of the city that Indiana doesn't quite have, at least by their perception.
Right.
So what's that difference?
And actually, we're the eastern suburb of Chicago. And we're, as you look at the map, we're literally the right side of Chicago.
But we've been marketing this move out of Illinois and come over here.
Right.
Well, the state has been very aggressive in marketing to companies in Illinois because of our business tax climate. We're ranked third in the nation by the Tax Foundation based on 2015 figures. We have a budget surplus. So we have a lot of positive stories to tell, a lot of positive aspects that would draw a business to increase their bottom line to relocate or expand in Indiana, and that's what a lot of that marketing is about.
But it's still interesting over in Illinois that, again, they've got such tax issues and such problems, and we tout that, but then those companies look over there and go, but at least their roads are nice and their curbing is better and there's the appeal is, so they may be broke, but it looks nice.
You also have to look at.
It's kind of an interesting question.
Yeah, no, Keith, that's absolutely. And I just had this conversation at a conference I was at last week. The city of Chicago is the fifth largest economy in the world. If I'm making widgets,
Which includes us.
but there is that fictional line of the state border. If I'm making widgets and I want to make my widgets and I want to put those in the global economy, Chicago is a great place to do that with all our transportation infrastructure. That name on that business card or on business marketing says Chicago, Illinois. Everybody knows where Chicago, Illinois is. Does everybody know where Valparaiso, Indiana, Crown Point, Indiana, Whiting, Indiana. That doesn't ring a bell. So Chicago, we can't wait till Illinois gets their ducks in a row and becomes a stronger economy. We will benefit from that in Northwest Indiana.
And I think part of that too is, at the same conference, talking about what we do and the Illinois draw. We're finding right now that a lot of manufacturers that want to build headquarters, they want the headquarters in Illinois, in Chicago, perhaps even downtown Chicago, and their manufacturing operation is located in Northwest Indiana. A perfect example is ArcelorMittal Steel. You've got their corporate office in Chicago, and you have their production facilities in Northwest Indiana. Right here in East Chicago, and then you've got BP as well, headquartered in Naperville, Chicago, and the manufacturing operation in Whiting. So we're seeing a lot of that. We have great friends in Illinois. We know that they are challenged, and what we're trying to do is work with them and partner with them for those type of opportunities, because we do have a great workforce. We do know that Don can even speak a little bit more about that. He was appointed to the governor's public Region Work Council, sorry.
Well, congratulations.
And he served his time focused on training and effort for that workforce, which has been ranked one of the top site selection requirements just this year and last.
So what do people, I know you guys, we've seen some really good businesses come here and some people make decisions to expand. What are some of the things they say when they go, this is a place we want to be?
What we see a lot of that recently in the last 2 years, we've been very successful in attracting private investment and jobs with family-owned companies that have been around. Modern Forge is a good example. Well, a 100-year-old company operating in Illinois moved to Indiana, being very successful. Polycon moved from Illinois into Indiana.
So what did they say about why they decided to do that?
Well, the tax burden is major for private family-owned companies versus C corps and international companies that may have federal tax requirements that they don't have a larger impact. The tax policy doesn't have the largest impact on them. Most companies are coming here. They like it, so the proximity to Chicago. We recently landed Hoist lift trucks about 18 months ago. The CEO and president of that company, what attracted him most was cost of doing business as a family-owned company, and it's going to its second generation of operation, looking towards the future, looking at his supplier network. These are all favorable things.
But do they say anything about the place?
Yep, the fact that his family has grown and they have a very large home in the northern suburbs and have chosen to move to the downtown Chicago condominium area, and he can get to his East Chicago facility within 20 minutes of their new choice of living within the downtown Chicago. So this is ideal for them. They love the fact that it's a growing community. They see this as a growing community, that we're actually smaller, quieter pace.
But like Modern Forge, I mean, they made a decision to come over here, and so they can't really, and they were just over in Illinois, right? So they really can't say, well, we move closer to our suppliers, we're in a better distribution spot, we're closer to Chicago. They haven't really swapped it. What did they swap to move over here?
In the case of Hoist and Modern Forge and several of the other companies that we're working with, they also see an opportunity for their employees.
Yes.
Because as family-owned businesses, in many of the cases that we're working with, versus some of the larger institutional organizations, what they're finding is that as their family of employees grow, how do they add a benefit to those employees? Cost of living is much higher in Illinois and other locations around the country.
So they can sell that to their employees.
And
they can say, look at the quality of life we're going to
right.
provide.
And in fact, there are several better housing, different school options. Obviously, we have programs in place in some of the communities, like the College Bound program in Hammond. Mayor Copeland has a home purchase rebate program available, which I know that Hoist and some of their employees have taken advantage of. So what you're doing is the communities each have their own individual aspects. You have downtown districts. You have elected officials saying, we want to invest in infrastructure and parks. Why? Because we know that families appreciate safe roads, safe infrastructure, and we want a place for them to enjoy family life private time when they can get away from the office and simply just be a family, simply just enjoy their pets, whatever their hobbies are, whatever it is.
So the neat thing is, we've got a story to tell here that's like, look at the improvements that are happening. And people got to obviously see that as some sort of trend line, as opposed to, hey, we've always had this, and so we're just kind of trying to maintain it. We're going, hey, look at all these new things we've got and all this. And if you plot that trend line, it's just going to get better and better for
Correct.
us. Whereas maybe Illinois is just kind of keeping it at the same level.
And I think that they're struggling because I think Illinois is struggling along with other communities around the country in that we have a different sense of community in Northwest Indiana. We are one region, to use that phrase, but in Lake County in particular, regardless of the politics, regardless of the town borders and lines, we are one unified Lake County under economic development, and we work with the communities, and they are proud of whatever it is they are known for. Whiting is known for the lakefront, Hammond, the Wolf Lake Pavilions, Don was in East Chicago.
We have a mixed culture. There's a comfort level
And there's
here.
diversity.
There's diversity. And lower cost of housing has been a strong draw for our companies, because a lot of these family-owned generated companies, generations that have been operated generations by families, their employees become part of that family network, and they want to keep them. They want to see them improve. So then when Hoist and Modern Forge were good examples of
absolutely.
that, where we actually chartered buses, and they brought their employees here before they actually decided to purchase the building and move the company to see what they could obtain here.
So what do you wish, we're down to the last couple of minutes, if somebody came here on the bus, they brought their employees over, they did a spy mission, and they plopped themselves down in one of our restaurants, and they were just kind of listening to the conversation, what would you hope that they would hear in the room from the people sitting there in the restaurant?
I will tell you this, it has to be positive, and that does happen, Keith. There are spy missions that these companies, they know a lot more than before they get to
So what do
hear
you
the
hope they hear?
story.
What do you hope
We
they
actually
hear
hope they
say?
hear the positive things. We can talk all day about the negative things. We have the positive things, how families are grown here, and they're generated in the multi-generations that exist here. The access to different cultures and different restaurants, the access to the city of Chicago, the access to the arts, the access to Northwest Indiana Symphony, the access to the tremendous job that Mayor Uran has done with the Sportsplex in Crown Point.
So what do you hope they hear?
I actually want them to talk about the work ethic, the fact that we have all of these great aged industrial facilities that can be repurposed. I want them to talk about the success of their children or their relatives in the fact that they're doing well in sports, they're doing well in school. I also want them to hear that there are opportunities to have a job. I want them to hear that there are opportunities to make something, to build something. That's what we're good at. We know how to manufacture, we know how to work, and I think that's a lot for a person to hear.
Well, one of the things that's clear is you guys know how to work together, so I appreciate that, and I appreciate the leadership that you provide.
Thank you.
I know you're making a difference, and we're all making a difference, so thanks for taking that leadership role.
Thank you.
Thank you,
for
Keith.
having
Thanks
us.
for having us.
You bet.
Appreciate it.
I think my theme for this first part of the year is going to be about personal responsibility, each of us doing our part to impact an issue. It's nice to think that everyone else will change and become better people, but maybe we should start with the big I, me, myself. Today's issue is a rather easy one. What is my part in making the place I live better? If people judge a place by what they see, what they hear, and how they are treated, what is my role? What do they see? Do they see the discarded water bottle I walked past and did not pick up? How about the business who has not painted the building exterior because the owner doesn't have extra cash since I don't shop there? Then there are the ill-repaired roads and bad sidewalks because I think my taxes are too high. How about my neighbor's tall grass and neglected yard due to his inability to take care of it? Let's reflect on what they hear. Oh, I don't say bad things about the region. I tell my friends I'm going to Chicago because there is nothing to do around here. I laugh at the misdeeds and indictments of people here and say, what do you expect? When I meet a newcomer, I ask, why did you want to move here? I complain about governmental decisions, express disbelief at the actions of others, and strongly disagree with their opinions. Now, the last one is clearly not my fault. I don't treat people badly. Did you talk to the new people at church? Did you hold the door open as you went into the restaurant? When you saw that person driving the wrong direction on the one-way street, what facial expression or hand gesture was given? Did you help the person who looked lost? Put down your phone to look at someone else and smile, or take the closest parking place so you wouldn't have to walk so far? My challenge to each of you and myself is to look deeply into what you do and say. I think we forget how the little things affect others. We are the people who make our space the place it is. Take some time to analyze and make some modifications. Let's start with ourselves and change even the little things so that people who come here or visit our communities see, hear, and experience what a wonderful place this is because of people like us who make it that way. Thanks for watching Lakeshore Focus. We really want to hear from you, and I know you made a New Year's resolution to send your thoughts and comments to us. So do it by using the email address and website listed on your screen. Don't forget that you can watch past shows also from the website. Make sure you join us next week for another Lakeshore Focus. Until then, I'm Keith Kirkpatrick saying, make a positive difference in our world today.
Programming is supported by NIPSCO. Today's young minds are constantly reimagining what our world will be like tomorrow. That's why NIPSCO is upgrading its infrastructure now, so we're ready for whatever comes next. More information at nipsco.com/future.